Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we are going through the chapter of zakat and fasting. Okay, we finished the zakat today. We'll start with the fasting, inshallah. Okay, Hamza.
في بيان الصوم غير مقصر عبادة سر ضد طبع معود وصبر لفقد الإلف من حالة الصبي وفطن عن المحبوب والمتعود
فتوفيه بالوعد
فتفيه بالوعد القديم من الذي له الصوم يجزي غير مخلف موعد وحافظ على شهر الصيام فإنه لخامس أركان لدين محمد تغلق أبواب الجحيم إذا أتى وتفتح أبواب الجنان لسعد يرفع عن أهل القبور عذابهم ويصفد فيه كل شيطان معتدي.
Okay, let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So now he's talking about fasting and the rulings related with fasting. Fasting is the fourth pillar of Islam. And somewhere he has said fifth pillar. Maybe he has counted Hajj as the fourth. But the correct opinion is that fasting is the fourth pillar. Hajj was only legislated later. Fasting was legislated in the second, was made obligatory the second year of Hijrah, and Hajj was made obligatory later. So he's saying, وَخُذْ فِي بَيَانِ الصَّوْمِ غَيْرَ مُقَصِّرٍ, meaning pay attention to the rulings related with the fasting. غَيْرَ مُقَصِّرٍ, and do not fall short or something. Pay attention and try to learn the rulings related with the fasting. Ibadatu sirrin, this is a worship that is secret between the person and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is true. Every act of worship can be seen or can be noticed by other person. For example, you're coming, standing the prayer, going to ruku and sujood, while you're doing hajj, and when you're giving zakat or charity you're giving and someone is taking. So all those other ibadats can be noticed and seen, except for fasting. It is between, meaning a fasting person, if he's really fasting, it is between him and Allah. Other person cannot know whether he's fasting or not. Ibadatu sirrin. Okay, unless the person himself tells us he's fasting. Unless the person himself tells that he's fasting. And there was a joke that someone, meaning a person, was known to be righteous, but at the same time, he used to be, he would like to be praised. Okay, which is no good. You're doing ibadah or you're doing charity or something, your intention should be purely for the sake of Allah, not to be seen or be praised. So what happened, he was offering his prayer and some of his colleagues were entering the mosque and were talking about him, how good he's praying. He started beautifying his prayer. As soon as he realized that some people, and especially his colleagues or seniors are there, he started beautifying his prayer. Then they were talking good about him. And what happened after he concluded the prayer? They're talking good about him, that he does prayer and observe voluntary prayers as well. He went to them and he said, look, on top of that, I'm fasting. I'm fasting as well. I mean, you talk about my prayer, but let me know you people that I'm fasting. Okay, which is no good. Okay, ibadatu sirrin. So he said fasting is a secret ibadah. Ziddu tabin mawadi. Another thing is, it is against the desires. Yes, against the human desire. What it means, I mean, take any other ibadah, there is something for the person himself. For example, when you are offering qurbani or so, you are excited, meat. When you are going for Hajj, you are excited, travel and you see Makkah, Medina, and yes, ibadah plus other benefits. And even for coming to the mosque, you meet your brothers and so on and so forth. So there is something that attracts the person, or the soul also gets some sort of its share, except for the fasting. Because here, there's nothing for the soul itself. You are told to give up things that your life is dependent upon them. So that's what he's saying. ضد تبع المعوذ وصبر لفقد الإلف من حالة السبي. And this ibadah asks you to be patient, or asks you to leave something that you are not familiar, you are dependent upon it, or your survival or your life is dependent upon it. Eating and drinking. From the very beginning, from the day you were born, yes, you are used to eat and drink whenever you get hungry. So in fasting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks you to give up something that something that is very dearer to you, and you've been brought up with that thing from the day, let's say, you were born. And he's asked you to give up something that is very beloved to the person, food and drink, and his fulfillment of his desire in a legal way. But you do so hoping for the reward. بالوعد القديم من الذي, meaning hope, a fasting person observe the fast, hoping for the reward and for the promise made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? He said, "As-sawmu li wa ana ajzi bihi." Fasting is for me and I will reward him. The fasting person give up his food and drink and his desire for my sake. Okay, all the ibadah is for Allah's sake. They won't be accepted if it's not done for the sake of Allah. But fasting has that special, what we say, sincerity in it, because it's not seen by any other person. Even if you want to pretend that you are fasting, let's say, for your family member, you don't have to fast in reality. You can eat and drink in private. But if you are really fasting, it's got to be for the sake of Allah. Because if you want to pretend or make a claim that you are fasting, you don't have to. Then you can eat and drink secretly and come in front of people and behave like one of them during the month of Ramadan. But if you are giving up your food and drink, it has to be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made promise, and He's not going to break His promise. And how much He's going to reward, no one knows. As the Prophet ﷺ said, that Allah said in a famous hadith, that every righteous deed of what the son of Adam does, he will get the reward from 10 times to 700 or more, except for the fasting. It is for me and I will reward. And as Allah said, إِنَّمَا يُوَفَّى الصَّابِرُونَ أَجْرَهُمْ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. The people who are patient, they will get the reward without any limit or without any account. And obviously in fasting, yes, fasting is all about patience, sabr. Okay, he's saying, وَحَافِظْ عَلَى شَهْرِ الصِّيَامِ فَإِنَّهُ حَافِظْ عَلى شَهْرِ الصِّيَامِ, meaning fast during the month of Ramadan. شهر الصيام is the Ramadan. Fast, observe fast during the month of Ramadan. فَإِنَّهُ لَخَامِسُ أَرْكَانٍ لِدِينِ مُحَمَّدٍ. It is the fifth pillar of the religion, of the Sharia, brought by Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, the correct opinion, what I said, is fourth pillar. Shahada, prayer, zakat, fasting. And Hajj was introduced later on. تُغْلَقُ أَبْوَابُ الْجَحِيمِ إِذَا أَتَى. When the month of Ramadan comes, the doors of the hellfire are closed, and the doors of Jannah are open. Okay, there's no need to come with a metaphoric explanation or meaning or something. Let's say in reality, really and truly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will get the doors of Jannah open, and will get the doors of hellfire closed, as a meaning as a sign for symbolic for this month, and as a message to the people that look, try to do good deeds. The door for the Jahannam are closed, and the door for the Jannah is open. Meaning, yes, you make a little effort, and you will end up make a little effort, and your path for the Jannah will be open, or will be made easier, because there is no way to go except the Jannah. Okay, وَيُرْفَعُ عَنْ أَهْلِ الْقُبُورِ عَذَابُهُمْ. He's saying that the punishment for the people of grave will be reduced or lifted during the month of Ramadan. وَيُسْفَدُ فِيهِ كُلُّ شَيْطَانٍ مُعْتَدٍ. And every giant shaitan or rebellious shaitan, all the shaitans are same, but some are more rebellious than others. Like in human being we have. Okay, even among the disbelieving people, some are good in some, in some aspects, and some are bad, even among the Muslims. So that's what he's saying. يُرْفَعُ عَنْ أَهْلِ الْقُبُورِ عَذَابُهُم. Okay, regarding this first statement that he made, that the punishment for the people of grave will be lifted or reduced, I think there's a hadith, but that is weak. There's a hadith which says so, but that is weak. Unless, by the way of analogy, you say, look, the doors of the Jannah are open, the doors of hellfire is closed. Allah's jud and what we say generosity and His mercy upon the slave increases. From there you can make up the exception or so. You cannot build the statement upon the hadith because it is weak. Okay, regarding the shaitan, there are two opinions. Is every shaitan is going to be changed, or only the bad ones? Some hadith says the bad ones, and some hadith says all the shayateen.
Shaitan is just one jinn, or it's just like huge numbers of jinn?
Shaitan is, we are human being, they are jinn being. Okay, among the jinn, they are mu'min jinn and they are kafir or disbelieving jinn. So the mu'min jinn are not called shayateen. Okay, the disbelieving one, they are shayateen, meaning there's not one person, being, individual. Okay, as Prophet ﷺ said, with everyone there is shaitan. There's a shaitan with every one of us. And he runs in the blood, in the body like the blood. And he tries to beautify and put the whisper in the heart. So people ask, O Messenger of Allah, with you as well? Prophet ﷺ said, yes, there was one with me, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped me and he became Muslim, so he does not, he does not tells me to do except something that is good. So like we human being, we are many, son of Adam. So these shayateen are children of Iblis. But when we say shaitan, it refers to which jinn? Disbelieving and evil jinn. Okay, the believing jinn, they are not called shaitan. When you say jinn, it includes both. Mu'min jinn and kafir jinn. But when you say shaitan, it refers to evil ones and disbelieving ones among them. Okay, وَيُبْسَطُ فِيهِ الرِّزْقُ لِلْخَلْقِ كُلِّهِمْ. He says that the provision during the month of Ramadan is increased for everyone. Okay, as for the believers, there is a hadith, again, little bit weakness, which says that the risk of provision of a believing person is increased. وَيَسْهُلُ فِيهِ فِعْلُ كُلُّ تَعَبُّدٍ. And during the month of Ramadan, all the righteous deeds are made easier for people because shaitan is locked up. There's no one who can whisper or beautify sins or something. And because Allah's mercy is increased and the doors of Jannah open, so because of the month of Ramadan, its blessing, people are inclined to do more good deeds. That's why you find the Tarawih prayer, longer prayer, 1.5 an hour, nearly 2 hours, and you find the mosque is full. And people try to recite Quran and finish Quran a number of times. So that's true. يَسْهُلُ فِيهِ فِعْلُ كُلُّ تَعْبُدٍ. Because of the month of Ramadan and because the fasting itself, during the daytime people are fasting. تُزَخْرَفُ جَنَّاتُ النَّعِيمِ. During this month of Ramadan, the Jannah is beautified. وَهُورُهَا. And it's the woman of the Jannah. And there's a hadith that every day Jannah is, obviously Jannah is beautiful, but its beauty is increased. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks to, gives command to the angels to make it even more delightful. Okay, so Jannah will be beautified, and so the women of Jannah, لِأَهْلِ الرَّذَافِ وَأَهْلِ التَّحَجُّدِ. And this Jannah and the na'ims of the Jannah, blessings of Jannah, is for those people who are pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Lord and pleased with Islam as a religion, and وَأَهْلُ التَّحَجُّدِ, and they offer tahajjud prayer. No, it is fine. Okay, let's move ahead. وَقَدْ خَصَّ اللَّهُ الْعَظِيمُ بِلَيْلَةٍ. And during this month of Ramadan,
Not sure.
okay, let's get on. وَقَدْ خَصَّ اللَّهُ الْعَظِيمَ بِلَيْلَةٍ, and there is a special night during this month of Ramadan. عَلَىٰ أَلْفِ شَهْرٍ, which is better than the 1,000 months. فُضِّلَتْ عَلَىٰ أَلْفِ شَهْرٍ فُضِّلَتْ فَلْتُرْصَدِي, and one has to seek this night. Meaning there's a special night during this month which is called Laylatul Qadr. Worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is better than a month, 1,000 months of worship, which is equivalent to 80 years or something, more than 80. How much?
83.
83 years. فَقُمْ لَيْلَهُ وَقْتَ نَهَارَكَ صَائِمًا. So fast, so offer the Qiyamul Layl during the night of Laylatul Qadr and during all nights of Ramadan. وَقْتَ نَهَارَكَ صَائِمًا, and observe fasting during the days. So you are fasting during the day and you are offering Qiyamul Layl during the night. وَسُنْ صَوْمَهُ عَنْ كُلِّ مُوهٍ وَمُفْسِدٍ, and he's saying preserve your fasting from everything that destroy your fasting or reduce its reward. Meaning take care of your fasting, preserve your fasting from everything that can destroy the fasting altogether or reduce its reward. For example, if you are committing little sins here and there, watching TV or listening music or other things, it will reduce your reward. And if you are eating and drinking or doing something that invalidates your fast, then obviously it will invalidate. So there are some mufsidatu sawm, meaning there are something that invalidates fast, and there are some things that reduce the reward. So he's saying preserve your fast and stay away from those both. وَتَرْكُ مَقَالِ الزُّورِ, and give up مَقَالِ الزُّورِ, give up lying and falsehood and acting upon falsehood. فِي النَّاسِ, meaning when you are dealing with other people. As Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ لَمْ يَدَعْ قَوْلَ الزُّورِ, this is in Sahih Bukhari, the one who does not give up قَوْلَ الزُّورِ, meaning falsehood or lying, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in need of this person to give up his food and drink. Meaning what this person will get from refraining food and drink, except for hunger and thirst. Okay, then he says, وَتَرْكُ مَقَالِ الزُّورِ فِي النَّاسِ وَاجِبٌ, means refraining from zur and lying is obligatory all time. It's not to say that while you are fasting, refrain from lying. It is haram. But min saimin dhu ta'akudi, but when you are fasting, it becomes even more haram. Is that clear now? When we say that stay away from lying and falsehood during the month of Ramadan while you're fasting, doesn't mean that if you're not fasting or out of the Ramadan it is allowed. It is haram all the time, but yes, month of Ramadan it becomes even more haram or more serious. For example, when you are in Makkah or in Haram, okay, committing a sin will become more serious than if you are doing the same act elsewhere, because of the sanctity of the place where you are. Okay, فَإِنْ شُتِمَ إِشْرَى قَوْلَهُ أَنَا صَائِمٌ, if someone is abusing you while you are fasting, then what should you say? You should say, أَنَا صَائِمٌ, I'm fasting. Okay, what's the benefit of saying I'm fasting? To remind yourself that you have to behave in a responsible way because you are fasting, and to remind the person as well. Giving a reminder to the person that look, you are abusing and you have no right. Meaning you have no right to abuse anyone, but even more so to a person who is worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or engaged in ibadah, fasting. So that's why he's saying tadhkir nafs, reminding yourself and reminding the one who is being aggressive. Okay, now he's talking about other rulings. He's saying man khafa min ju'in wa min atashin wa min adha shabaqin yuftiru wa yaqdi wa la yadi. Okay, man khafa min ju'in, if a fasting person is extremely fearful of hunger, meaning he thinks that he's going to die, okay, because of hunger or because of thirst. And yes, we are living in these cold countries, we may not feel, but back in those hot countries, if you are fasting during the month of May, June, July, it is it is really hard. It is really hard. So he's saying if anyone fears that out of hunger or thirst he is going to die, or or serious health issues, then he is allowed to break the fast, and all he has to do is there is no fidya upon him, no penalty. He has to make up the other day when the weather gets a little bit cooler or so. He has to make up. And he mentioned one other thing. It may sound a little funny, and he's saying a person who is fearful of extreme desire. Okay, extreme. And they say extreme desire in the sense that he thinks that if he doesn't fulfill his desire through his wife, his private parts and what we say, testicles explode or something. That's how the scholars say. I'm not sure how it. That's what scholars have said when they were talking about this issue. They say if someone, has that type of extreme desire where he cannot control and think those parts will burst up or explode or so, then yes, he can break the fast and fulfill his desire with his wife. And they say you have to make up, no fidya.
What about for the wife, though?
She has to make up.
Okay.
She has to make up for that day. But it is more theoretical than practical, I'm not sure. Because fasting is all about controlling yourself. And plus you have night.
And they didn't used to have the night, isn't it?
At first, for a short period. During the night time, if you're newly married or young, you have, you have chance to fulfill your desire during the night time.
I have a question. What about those fastings we miss, for instance, childhood to a certain age that we start fasting? How to make up those missed fasting?
Okay, I was listening a video. So if you have missed fasting, let's say from the age of 16, you think that you were grown up. Okay, fast becomes obligatory once a person reaches the age of puberty. So he has to calculate how many years he did not fast. If it has become too much, for example, let's say he missed fasting for 20 years or so. Okay? So along with the tawbah, if he can make up for those days, let's say fast 30, 40 days this year, and for next 10, 15 years, he has to make up for those days, if he can, along with making tawbah. Tawbah is all because he missed for no reason, and this is something everyone knows that fasting is obligatory. Wa alaikum salam. Come on, Sheikh Mujahid.
Is there the same ruling for prayer? So for instance,
Prayer. It is the same. No, for prayer, you make tawbah. For prayer, you have to make tawbah, because once the time is gone, the time for the prayer is gone. You have to make proper tawbah and make sure that you're not going to miss it.
So there is no makeup for the prayer?
I'm not sure. I think there's no makeup for the prayer. Because the time has gone. Because the time is gone.
But within the same day?
In the same day, if there was a issue or something, make up. Or if it is close, let's say yesterday you forgot to pray, okay, and you remember you got lazy or something. So if it is close, one make up. But if it is far, like for years and years, then make tawbah and that's it. And make sure that you are not missing anymore. But tawbah needs to be proper one.
Because in fiqh Hanafi, you have to
you do the same prayer for a number of years. They say qazai umri. But there's no dalil to say in the hadith that's the way to make up for the prayer.
So there's a way, is it?
I said there's no way.
Okay.
except for let's say it happened the same day or just a couple of days before you missed one prayer and you forgot or you became lazy, you can make up. But for things that were in the past, let's say number of years ago, you have to make tawbah. Okay, let's move ahead. وَإِن تَبْغِ أَسْنَ الصَّوْمِ نَفِلًا تَصُومُهُ. So he talked about the rulings related with the first fasting. Now he's talking about the voluntary fasting, the same way he did about the prayer. He talked about the obligatory one, then he spoke about the voluntary prayers. So he's saying if you want the voluntary fasting, then obviously voluntary fasting also very important as the voluntary prayers. We talked about the benefit of voluntary deeds, what it is. Someone mentioned the other day.
Yeah,
It makes up
deficiencies
in the obligatory one. So if there is a deficiency in the Ramadan fasting, which is obligatory, so these voluntary fasts will make up for the shortcoming. And obviously there is shortcoming. Most of our fasting is just giving up food and drink from dawn to, how do we say, dusk. Okay, another benefit of voluntary deeds. Yes, boys. It takes you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if a person is keeping up the obligatory and keeps doing the voluntary, he becomes wali of Allah, meaning close slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's another benefit. So now he's talking about the voluntary fasting. He says if you want voluntary fasting, the best voluntary fasting is to fast one day and leave another day. فَيَوْمًا وَيَوْمًا. Like the way the Dawud alayhi salam used to fast. Fast one day, leave another day, fast one day, leave another, and so on and so forth. That's the fasting of Dawud alayhi salam. Okay, what about fasting every day? Out of Ramadan, it's no good. It's no good. Fasting every day, other than the Ramadan, the whole year, is no good. There's a hadith in which Prophet ﷺ said, La sama man samad dahr. The one who is fasting the whole year, he hasn't fasted. Meaning he hasn't fasted according to the Sunnah. وَمِن كُلِّ شَهْرٍ صُومٍ. And voluntary fasting, if you want, fast 3 days from each month. Which day? Sarasat abidin, ayyam bees, meaning the bright days, which is 13, 14, 15 from the lunar calendar. وَيَوْمَ خَمِيسٍ. And voluntary fast can be done on Thursday and can be done on Monday. Okay, Monday Prophet ﷺ was born and the amal will be presented to Allah, and so is the case with the Yawm al-Khamis, the Thursday. وَمُتْبِ شَهْرِ الصَّوْمِ صَوْمًا بِسِتَّةٍ. Other voluntary fast is the six days of fasting from the month of Shawwal. مُتْبِ بِشَهْرِ الصَّوْمِ, meaning follow up the fasting of Ramadan with 6 days of fasting from the Shawwal. Jazat sana, it will be equivalent to the whole year of fasting. How come for whole year? One good deed is equivalent to 10. Fasting a month of Ramadan is equivalent to 10 months of fasting. And 6 days of Shawwal will be equivalent to 60 days, 2 months. So you will get the reward of fasting the whole year. Okay,
Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Monday, and then you have 13, 14, 15.
I mean, these are all together.
Which one gets more rewards, or like is it on Thursday? If you are fasting like 4-6 days, is it better to fast 13, 14, 15, or like Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday?
Okay, if you fast Monday, Thursday, every week 2 days, you end up fasting 8 days. So that is one way of fasting. And if someone cannot fast 8 days, let's say a little bit lazy, so he should do 3, 13, 14, 15. And that also is highly recommended and is equivalent to fasting of the whole month. 3 into 10 is 30 minimum. So either do that one or do 13, 14, 15.
You can just do Mondays.
Huh?
Mondays.
You can do just Mondays as well.
You can do. When you can. When you do it every day, you can do it.
It's all like everybody's capacity. If you do 6 days of Shawwal, you're getting the whole year anyway.
Yes.
One question: is it allowed like just fasting only one day, or you have to make out just?
Okay, so it's coming. There are some days where you cannot fast on its own, like Friday only or Saturday only. No, unless you fast Friday and Thursday, or fast Friday and Saturday. Yes, Mujahid, what's,
You sure? You sure? You sure?
are you sure?
You can't fast on Saturday.
Only.
Why? Why? I heard an opinion on that. There's an opinion you can put on that
Huh?
on a Saturday. There's an opinion on a Saturday.
I mean, fasting only on Friday
Uh,
is no good because there is hadith. And on Saturday, yes, we've been told to not to fast on Saturday. So the understanding is targeting Saturday only.
ah.
So if you're fasting Friday and Saturday, that's fine.
But if you do it on Saturday, so
Just Saturday is no good.
what? Once in a while.
Once in a while, then choose other day, like Monday, Thursday, or Wednesday. Choose other day. Why it has to be Saturday? If you want to fast one day in a week or month, don't choose Friday only, or don't choose Saturday only.
I think what he probably meant is like, you know, if 9th Zulhijjah falls on Saturday.
No,
then
he's not saying that. He's saying
Is
what's
that what he
wrong.
meant? Like if 9th of Zulhijjah is on Saturday.
No, he's saying what if.
If you woke up on Saturday, you thought say you're gonna fast. You thought I'm gonna fast today. Or you know.
What if a person fasts only on Saturday? That's what you're saying.
So I woke up tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna fast today. Yeah. I can't, you're saying don't fast on Saturday. So
Only, yes. That's
if
the.
I don't fast tomorrow, I'm gonna fast the rest of the month then. So I'm losing out, aren't I?
If you're fasting tomorrow, then fast one more day, Sunday.
No, maybe I can't make Sunday.
Okay, then fast other day. Don't target Friday, or don't single out Saturday, or don't single out Friday.
But what about Imam? If you do every
I mean, why I'm saying no Saturday, because there is a hadith that says don't fast on Saturdays, and the hadith is a very strong one. It says you break your fast voluntary one. If you don't find anything else, just chew a piece of grass or leaf or something. So scholars' understanding is targeting or singling out Saturday. Why I'm saying so? Because there is another authentic hadith of Sahih Bukhari that one of the wives of Prophet ﷺ was fasting on Friday. Prophet ﷺ said, "Did you fast yesterday as well?" She said, "No." "Are you going to fast tomorrow?" She said, "No." Then Prophet ﷺ said, "No. If you are fasting today on Friday, then you have to fast, and you didn't fast yesterday, Thursday, then fast tomorrow as well." So singling out Friday is no good, and singling out Saturday is no good as well. But if you put them together, that's fine. Or you fast Thursday, Friday, that's fine. Saturday, Friday is fine. Or Saturday, Sunday is also fine.
So if you're doing every other day, Imam, like for example,
Every other day, that's fine. That's also fine.
the Monday,
If you are
Thursday, Saturday.
if you're doing every other day, then obviously because you started a pattern, so on 1 week it has to be Friday, Sunday, and the other week it has to be the other day, Saturday and Tuesday and Thursday and so.
What about like Monday, Thursday, Saturday? You can't do that. Because Monday, Thursday is like, and then if you work out like Thursday, Saturday, Monday, that's like works out every other day. But between Tuesday and Wednesday, if you just do 1 day, then you're not allowed then.
Say it again, if you're
So if
fasting.
you do Monday, Thursday, like the Prophet ﷺ used to do it, and then if you make it like the every other day, then Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. But between Tuesday and Wednesday, you only do 1 day. Does it make sense?
No, what I'm saying, if you're fasting 1 day and leaving another day, fasting 1 day, and that's what you
You're
mean.
gonna end up like one.
You end up fasting on Saturday, that's fine, because that's called Sawm Dawood. So you're not targeting Saturday for fast, rather your intention is to fast 1 day and leave another day. So in that way, every other week you happen to fast a Saturday. 1 week you don't. Other week you will end up fasting on Saturday and Monday and Thursday, and then the other day will be.
Because you will miss out Monday or Thursday every week. And if you
That's the best. That's the best show. That's the best show.
I mean, if you're fasting the way Dawud alayhi salam used to fast, okay, that is also best. And you end up fasting every other week on Saturdays as well. So you're not targeting Saturday, you're not singling out Saturday, rather you're fasting alternatively. So that's also fine. What we are saying is Someone wants to fast one day only, a week or month, and he fasts on Friday, or he chooses Saturday. That's wrong. But fasting one day and leaving another day, and obviously you have to fast on Saturday as well. Every other week, it will fall on Saturday. Okay, let's carry on, and shall we finish this one or stop? It is up to you people. Let me know when you want me to stop. Okay, 3 or 5, 6 lines left. Let me complete, and then you ask later the questions. Okay, wa amaini, and then he's saying, he mentioned something, jamin wa muddati, meaning fasting 6 days is equivalent to fasting the whole of Shawwal after Ramadan. It's like fasting the whole year. Jamin wa muddati, you can fast it all together, all 6 days together, from the beginning or from the middle or from the end of the Shawwal, or you can split it. For example, after Eid, a couple of days you fasted one day, and then you left gap 2-3 days and fasted one day. So it's fine. You can split them 6 days, or you can fast them together. وَآمَيْنِ يُجْزِي صَوْمَ يَوْمِ مُعَرَّفٍ, and if you are fasting on the day of Arafah, it will suffice, or the 2 years sins will be forgiven. Fasting on the day of Arafah, 9th of Dhul Hijjah, 2 years sins will be forgiven. And if you fast on the Ashura, 1 year's sins will be forgiven. And it is mentioned in the authentic hadith of Sahih Muslim. Prophet ﷺ asked about the reward of fasting on Arafah. He said 2 years sins. And Ashura, 1 year sins will be forgiven. But pay attention, وَفِي عَرَفَاتٍ يُشْرَوْ. So this fasting of the day of Arafah is for those people who are not doing the Hajj. As for the people who are in the plain of the Arafah, what is sunnah for them? To fast or not? Not to fast, because they need energy to make dua. From Zohar till Maghrib, after you pray Zohar and Asr in time of Zohar, the time has to be utilized, reciting Quran and making zikr and making dua.
So this fasting has to be consecutive 2 days or just one
Which
day?
one?
This days of Arafah and Ashura.
Okay, day of Arafah and the before, it's coming here. Okay, let me. وَيُشْرَوْ صَوْمِ الْأَشْرِ. He's saying fasting the 10 days or 9 days of the Hijjah from the first till Arafah is highly recommended. So it's up to you. If you want to fast from the first Dhul Hijjah till 9, all those 9 days are what we say, very rewarding days or very beloved days to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can fast from 1 to 9, or you can fast as many days as you want, but don't miss the 9th one. Let's say someone wants to fast 3. He can fast randomly 3 during those first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, but one has to be Arafah. Yes, 9th one. Okay, regarding the Ashura, it's coming that fasting Ashura only is fine, but وَيُشْرَ صَوْمُ الشَّهْرِ كَامِلًا, and fasting the whole month of Muharram is fine. Why it is fine? Voluntary fasting, because Prophet ﷺ said the best voluntary fast after the Ramadan is the Shahrullah al-Muharram, fasting during the month of Muharram. However, he said Kamilan, that's not Sunnah. Prophet ﷺ did not fast the whole month except for Ramadan. So fasting any month other than Ramadan, the whole month, is not from the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. So what it means, fast as many days as you can during the month of Muharram. فَإِن تَقْتَصِرْ صُمْ أَشْرَ. If you cannot fast as the whole month, meaning almost the whole month of Muharram, then fast the first 10 days. If you cannot fast the first 10 days of Muharram, again he's talking about the first 10 days of Muharram, fast 9 and 10. Okay, regarding the Ashura, the best way to fast is fast 9 as well as 10. I mean 10 you are fasting anyway, so fast one day before or one day after. Why it is so? Because Prophet ﷺ used to fast on the only 10, but he said later on that if I were to live next year, I will fast 9 as well. What's the wisdom behind? Being different from the Jews. They fast only on the 10th. Okay, why they fast on the 10th? You, any idea? Why Jew fast on the 10th? No. Abu Bashir, tell him.
It's the day when Musa and Bani Israel were saved from Pharaoh and his army.
and they were punished on the same day. So he was fasting as thanksgiving to Allah. Okay, so let's complete it. فَإِن تَقْصِرْ, if you cannot fast many days in month of Muharram, then fast 10 days. And if ثُمَّ إِنْتَهُونَ, if you cannot fast all those first 10 days of Muharram, then fast 9th and 10th as well together. And the reward is 1 year sins will be forgiven. وَيُكْرَهُ صَوْمُ الدَّهْرِ. Now he's talking about some makruh fasting. Makruh fasting means fasting that are not recommended. Number 1, صَوْمُ الدَّهْرِ, fasting the whole year. Fasting the whole year. Because Prophet ﷺ said, لَا صَامَ مَنْ صَامَ الدَّهْرِ, the one who fasts the whole year as if he hasn't fasted according to Sunnah. وَالسَّبْتِ وَحْدَهُ, he is Mujahid, and fasting only on Saturday because of the hadith. وَإِفْرَادُ تَرْجِيبٍ, and singling out the month of Rajab. Okay, singling out the month of Rajab for fasting and for Umrah is again wrong. Meaning the hadiths are there, but all of them are weak. Hafiz ibn Hajar has compiled a book saying Tabeenul Ajab, meaning, and he mentioned all those hadiths that speaks about the virtues of month of Rajab and extra virtue of doing extra good deeds in month of Rajab. You find many people travel for Umrah month of Rajab. I mean, you can go randomly, but don't think that there is extra reward or something special. وَجُمْعَةٍ, and singling out the Jum'ah is no good because of the hadith of Sahih Bukhari. وَيَحْسُنُ إِتْمَامُ التَّطَوُّعِ, and now he's saying وَيَحْسُنُ إِتْمَامُ التَّطَوُّعِ, if you are fasting a voluntary fast, it's good that you complete. It is good that you complete that day, complete your fast. What about if someone breaks? Does he has to make qaza? No. Why no? Because there is a dalil that Prophet ﷺ would come to his wife's home and he would be fasting, voluntary fast. And then some of his wives would say, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, we have prepared something nice for breakfast or some nice food." Then he would say, "Okay, give me." Even though I intended to fast, but he would break. And some other days, he would come without fasting and would ask food. They would say, "We haven't got anything." Then he would say, "Okay, don't worry, I'm going to fast. I'll fast then." So his life was simple.
You can make a niyyah,
Voluntary fasting.
Voluntary fasting, you have to make a niyyah at the time like lunch, and you didn't get the food and lunch, and you say like,
Yeah, before lunch you can make for voluntary fasting. Before Zohar you can make niyyah until then, if you hadn't eaten anything before. Okay, but pay attention. He's saying وَإِفْسَادُهُ جَوِّزْ فَإِن تَقْضِي جَوِّدِ. Okay, there's another hadith in which Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-mutatawwi'u as-sa'im mutatawwan amiru nafsi." Prophet ﷺ said, the one who is fasting, observing voluntary fast, he is amiru nafsi, meaning he has control over his fasting. Meaning he has option whether want to continue and complete fasting, that's fine, and if he wants to break his fasting, that's also fine. However, completing is always good, you get reward. But if you haven't completed, no qaza upon you. وَإِفْسَادُهُ جَوِّزْ, meaning if you don't complete, it's fine. فَإِن تَقْضِ جَوِّدِ, if you make up for that day, that's also fine, but you don't have to. Okay, any other question? We finished, alhamdulillah. Yes, Ali.
Do you get rewarded if you fast and then break it voluntarily?
I mean, if you fasted until Zuhar, let's say, or 12 o'clock, you did a few, you refrain from eating and drinking for. So, yes, inshallah, you'll get not the reward of fasting of the whole day, some reward, inshallah. Inshallah, Allah knows best.
And when somebody is fasting in Ramadan, if they go travelling, so they could take the concession of not fasting. I just wanted to confirm if they say, "Oh, I'm going to see if I can keep the fast," but then if they find that the travelling has become burdensome upon them,
They can break.
They can break the fast without it being something that is blameworthy.
No blameworthy.
Okay.
Meaning you thought that you will fast, and then you found during the
Yes.
journeys
driving the car, you're feeling yourself getting sleepy.
Yes,
can't
and fast is
concentrate.
becoming extra hard. There's hardship involved. If it is becoming extra hard, you can break.
You don't stop at KFC and say,
The smell.
Okay, regarding the issue, scholars have differed. I'm coming to you. Which one is better, to fast or not to fast during the month of while you are traveling? Scholars said do whatever is easier. If fasting is easy and no extra hardship, and you think that you may become lazy in making up thereafter, then fast. But if you think that it is hard, making your fast extra hard, so it is good to break the fast and take benefit of the concession given and make up later.
When you
Okay, let him come to, yes,
So-
fasting. Today's fasting.
We're getting the fast on 9th of Jilhaj, right? So if it is falling on Saturday, so
You-
we have
you
to
fast.
make up for Sunday or Friday as well, or we can just
If it is happening on Saturday,
yeah.
like Ashura or Arafah,
Yeah.
and you don't want to fast any extra days, then it's fine, because here you're not targeting, you're not fasting as a Saturday.
Saturday.
You're fasting because it is day of Arafah. You're fasting because it's day of Ashura. Your intention is different.
Understand.
You're not fasting because it is Saturday.
Sorry.
Mm.
Just one more question. Let's say somebody's missed a lot of days in Ramadan, you know, like it could be a lady with ladies' issues or somebody is sick. Then they've got the rest of the year to catch up those days, but also they want to fast the 6 days of Shawwal. And maybe they should they make up those days for Ramadan first, or can they take the leniency of making them up and praying the 6 days of Shawwal, because they might not just have enough days in Shawwal to catch up on Ramadan and do the 6 days of Shawwal. Let's say the person missed 25 days, for example, in Ramadan because of being sick, or because of ladies' issues, for example.
I mean, it is the ijtihad of the ulama. Okay, you find both opinions. Some scholars say first complete the Ramadan and then fast, because the hadith says whoever fasted Ramadan and followed up. And some scholars say you have choice to fast until the Shaban, so you can fast with the intention of Shawwal. Aisha Radhiyallahu anha would make up her fasting in the Shaban.
Shawwal. And some
Shaban before Ramadan.
And some people
And
forgetful, they
she
find
might have
themselves-
she might would have fasted or had fasted the Shawwal ones as well. Anyway, so this is ijtihadi masla. You can take either opinion. But let's say if it is only couple of days that you missed, then it is good to make it up for Ramadan, then fast. Let's say you missed 2 days or so. So in that case, yes, make up for the missed one and then do the 6th of the Shawwal. Okay, we stop here. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.